It is one of the more anticipated games of the season at the Southeastern Conference. Albert, now the pig, and why not? Because tonight it is a monster showdown in college basketball. Two teams who have Final Four aspirations. The Arkansas Razorbacks are led by one of the most electrifying players of the United States, Darius Acuff Jr., 9 straight games with at least 20. Meanwhile, the defending champion Gators are hitting their stride at the right time. It should be a doozy in the SEC tonight. The Hogs and the Gators from Gainesville. Good evening, everybody. I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us. Florida 13-2, top of the SEC. We even saved you the best seat in the house. Arkansas trying to keep pace with not just Florida, but Alabama, who's now, for the moment, in sole possession of second after their win over Tennessee moments ago. Now, big one here. The Gators can get a step closer towards the SEC regular season championship, which it's hard to believe, but they have not done that since 2014. Remember, last year's team didn't win the regular season. They won the conference tournament. They, of course, get a share of it if they win tonight. If Arkansas wins tonight, second highest ranked road win in the AP poll era. It's going to be a fantastic game, we think, here tonight. Number 20 and number 7 set to So we're just about ready to go. Hey, JT would be so proud. I changed this on the fly. Arkansas now 20. Their ranking was at 15 for some reason. Now we have them at number 20. Look at me go. Two great coaches. Two national championship coaches. John Calipari, of course, a national champion in 2012 at the University of Kentucky. Todd Golden, the head coach of Florida when they won it last year. Meeting number 44 between these two teams. It's been a Gator series, 28-15. But Darius Acuff's having a special year. Folks, he leads the SEC in points per game and assists per game. The last time a man led the conference in both, you have to go back to 1970 and one of the legends of the sport, Pistol Pete Maravich. That's the kind of territory we're talking for Darius Acuff. Florida with a 28-15 all-time edge in this series. It should be a fantastic one. So we're ready to go tonight. And of course, there's another saga to this whole deal. The Boogie Fland of it all. Remember last year, he played at Arkansas. He said on YouTube, he said, Arkansas told me 1 minute they love you, the next minute they hate you. As soon as I got hurt, nobody checked in, nobody texted me like, you good, how's your hand? He says they didn't care at Arkansas. You think Boogie might take this personally tonight? Packed house at the O-Dome. The Rowdy Reptiles are ready to do just that. Be rowdy. Final Saturday night of February. Big day of basketball. Glad you join us, why don't you? We're underway with what should be an outstanding game as Arkansas with Acuff has the basketball. Hogs on the run already, and a driving layup at Arkansas with the first 2 points of the contest. Fland, Lee, Hawk, Shinaloo, and Condon the starting 5 for the Gators. Here's Xavier Lee. Lee now will give it back up. Shinaloo now the lob. And then Condon had it. And then lost it. And a foul underneath. Glad you're with us on this college basketball watch-along. Top 20 matchup. Arkansas and Florida. Here's Lee. Over on the left wing now. Lee now meanders to the top of the key. Lee, runner in the lane. No good. Rebound Arkansas and Brazil. Now here's Malik Thomas. All the way to the bucket goes Malik Thomas at a fast start for the Razorbacks. Thomas, one of 4 Arkansas players of the starting 5, 4 of them average double figure. The only one that doesn't, Nick Pringle. Lob inside Hauk. Condon now gives it up to Hauk, and his shot blocked from behind by Brazil, but Chinaloo got it back. Needing a little bit of help in the paint, and good. Ruben Chinaloo with a basket, and Florida's got their first points of the night. He's averaging 13 and 13 in the last 13 games. Arkansas now with Pringle. 12 of the timer. Gives it up now to Richmond. He has really stepped up his game. Acuff's greatness is masking the growth of Billy Richmond III. He scores. He's got 4 of Arkansas's first 6. 6-2 Razorbacks. Lee gives it now up to Hauk. Hauk for 3. That one's good. Hauk drills the 3, and it's a 6-5 game. 18:06 to go in the opening half. Hauk averaging 17 points a game. Here's Acuff with the basketball on the left wing. Gives it now to Thomas. Thomas with 13. Thomas, the SEC logo, gives the pass to Pringle inside. Pringle lost it. Turnover. Arkansas or Florida has it the other way with Lee. Lee now the basketball. Back over to Hauk. Hauk, great bounce pass to a cutting Lee. Good interior passing. Brief hesitation from Chinaloo. Missed the shot, but it gets knocked out of bounds, and I think it's actually going to stay with Florida. Todd Golden, 36 wins last year, tied for a Florida record. His 4th season in Gainesville. Here is Lee. Condon on a drive, no. Chinaloo put back good. Florida leads. 4 points for Ruben, and Florida has the 7-6 lead. Here's Acuff up the floor for Arkansas. Acuff now meanders to the right wing, now gives it up to Pringle. Acuff on a drive. Acuff, there he goes. Misses the layup, though. Got his own rebound back and hits the mid-range jump shot. Even when you have Darius Acuff beaten, he still finds a way to beat you. Hauk at the other end, breakneck speed, blink and you miss stuff. And Florida now back on top. Acuff on the right wing, now gives it to Pringle. Pringle now gives it to Thomas. 17 to shoot. Thomas, 15-footer, rims out no good. Rebound, Florida and Condon. Hauk with it now. Top of the key, now gives it to Condon. Condon, dribbling with it, now over to Hauk of the left wing. Hauk now trying to drive in. 13 on the shot clock. Here's Condon. Condon, turn around, good. Alex Condon with a nice little hook shot. And Florida leads 11-8. Condon, 22 a game the last 3. Acuff on a drive, blocked by Chinaloo. It'll stay out of bounds. John Calipari tied for the active D1 win lead, 856, in 2nd season guiding the Arkansas program. There was actually a foul called him for us, so it's going to send Acuff to the line. 80% free throw shooter. He's averaging 30 points a game in the last 5, and he makes the first, does the freshman from Detroit. Allen Iverson, National Player of the Year in high school last year. So here is Acuff, misses the second. And out of bounds, and who touched it last? I believe Condon did, so should stay with Arkansas, though. Hold up, though. Now, I think it's actually going to go with Florida, they're going to say. They're going to say, that is Arkansas ball. Here's Acuff. Acuff on the inbounds pass, gives it to Richmond. Now it's Acuff on the left wing. Acuff. Condon guarding him. Mismatch. Acuff fires, misses. Ball tapped around, and then it goes into the hands of Florida with Klasvar. Now it's Condon giving chase. Condon now finds Boogie Fland. Fland, first time we've mentioned him tonight in terms of in the game, and Fland misses, but he's going to go to the free throw line when they come out of the first media break. 15:37 to go in the first half. It's Florida 11 and Arkansas 9. Frenetic start to this one, as you would expect with these two teams. So the Gators and the Razorbacks, again, these are two of the best teams in the SEC. These are two teams that Arkansas still thinks they can go to a Final Four. And, of course, John Calipari. Listen, folks, John Calipari is a very polarizing figure in the college basketball community. But no matter what you may think of him, of his coaching abilities or how he carries himself, there's one thing you can't deny. This was going back to when he was at Memphis, even at UMass. He did this a lot when he was at Kentucky, and he's done it at Arkansas, particularly this year. Was not afraid to schedule tough in the non-conference, and perhaps that might help them in the stretch run. Get ready. Is an Arkansas team that is battle tested. I mean, you're talking a team that in the non-conference played the likes of Duke, Michigan State, Texas Tech, and Louisville. That'll get you ready. That'll definitely get you ready for the SEC season. And it's also going to give you a chance to be battle tested for the month of March. So So 11-9 Florida. So 11-9 lead for Florida as we're just about set to get out of this break. Of course, Chenalou leads the SEC in rebounds per game and double-doubles. Ricky Fland at the free throw line. First free throw up and no good. Boy, he left that one way short, didn't he? Fland is a 74% free throw shooter. It's the second one as well, and so 11-9 is the Florida lead. Here comes Arkansas up the floor. Acuff has it. Razorbacks give it back up now. Here is Malik Ewan, who's now into the game, and so in effect, count it. Ewan and one, and a chance to give Arkansas the lead back. And free throw good to give Arkansas the lead. Remember, this is a Florida team that after starting the season 5-4 has won 17 of 19 and 8 straight. They are, again, to say that they are on a roll is understating it. Floater in the lane, rims out. Loose ball and rebound Arkansas with Acuff. Here is Acuff. Acuff now gives it up. Florida has it now. Pringle now Richmond now gives it up to Thomas. Pringle a three. Richmond a three. No good. Offensive rebound Brazil. Then he got decked. And a foul coming. So Arkansas to inbound. They get the ball underneath to Richmond, and Richmond scores. And the Arkansas lead is now at 3. Out of bounds. Florida had it. Arkansas did knocks it away, so it's going to stay with Florida. Billy Richmond, 25 against Auburn, 20 against Bama, 21 Missouri, 23 against A&M. This comes after the first 20 games of his career. He didn't score 20 or points in any of them. Kind of puts things into a little bit of perspective. So 14-32 to go first half, and Arkansas with a 14-11 lead over Florida. So Arkansas apparently challenged the call of it coming off of a Razorback player, and it did, and the call was overturned. So one challenge remaining. So here's Acuff up the floor for Arkansas. Razorbacks lead it by 3. Here's Acuff driving. Acuff scoring. Boy, he is something. And we mean that in a good way. 8-0 Arkansas run. At the other end, it's Condon on a drive, and he hammers it home. 16-13 to lead for Arkansas. Razorbacks now have it here, trying to work inside. Brazil no, rebound, Florida and Condon. Gators now pushing. Xavier in the lead for 3. Off the front rim, no good. Chases down the rebound. Has it on the deck. And did he get a timeout? I believe he did. So timeout Florida with 13:39 to play first half. And Arkansas leading by 3. So 16-13, Arkansas on top. big night of college basketball, and we will give you updates on all the big games across the country coming up at halftime. Of course, if you can believe it, last full Saturday in the sense many mid-major conferences playing in their regular season finales today. Hard to believe. 16-13. These big teams still have another week to go before conference tournament time. 16-13, Arkansas on top here. And now here is the Florida inbound. Kick out, Gators trying to move the ball well. Good move, reverse layup, no. Rebound by Isaiah Brown. Isaiah Brown did it all. He did the driving, then he got his own miss off the layup, and then he scored. He's averaging 7 in his last 6. The Gators back to within 1. 16-15. Whistle here, and Arkansas on the deck. So here is Arkansas, the inbounds pass. On the left wing, it is Acuff. His lob looked for Lee, it looked for Eamon, and it was too strong. It tipped off his hands out of bounds. It'll be Gator basketball. 16-15, Arkansas on top. Condon will get a breather here. So 16-15 the lead for Arkansas. Houck and another foul. So Pringle to the bench. So here is Florida. Here's a catch and shoot 3. That's good for Florida. The triple hit by Urban Klavzar. And the Gators lead it. Second 3 of the night. Arkansas has not made a 3 yet in this game. Acuff on a drive. No. Follow missed by Amin. Even got it back. Tie up Florida ball. What a play by the Gators defensively. So here's Florida the other way. Condon now on the run. Condon drives and he scores. Or it was Hawk, excuse me. He's got 7 and Florida leads it 20-16. 9-0 run for the Gators. Acuff drives, misses. Hasn't been able to find much of a shot here to start Acuff. Here's Lee. Lee down over to Houck. Houck over on the wing. Houck driving inside. Now gives it back up to Brown. Lee. 8 to shoot. Houck for 3. No. Acuff though with a rebound. Now it's DJ Wagner. Wagner on a drive, and he missed. Rebound, Chinaloo with a rebound. Florida up by 4 here. Lee now over to Houck. Now it's Klavzar. Fakes. Oh, he traveled. And that's going to take us to another 12th timeout, 11:24 to play in the first half, and Florida leads by a score of 22-16. So, Arkansas and Florida, again, this is becoming the exciting game that we thought it would be. Gators, though, have found their rhythm just a little bit here. They're running again. Florida trying to clinch the regular season championship in the SEC. They'll get a share of it at least if they win tonight. Of course, Florida's trying to win this tournament, SEC tournament, back-to-back years. They did that in 2006 and 2007. Of course, 2006 and 2007 also the 2 years where they won the back-to-back national championship. So, the Gators. How golden do you feel? Is going to be the big question here. So Florida just really running with it right here. They lead it 20-16. The front court of Hogg, Condon, and Chinaloo have combined for 15 of Florida's 20 points. And away we go. Here's Arkansas now trying to make a run out of here. Malik Thomas missing the shot. Here comes Florida with Xavier Lee. How Gators on the run in transition. 3-ball good. Clavzar knocks it down. And the Gator lead is 7. 12-0 Florida run. Elon Richmond drives and misses, but a foul, and that's going to send the 78% free throw shooter to the line. Billy Richmond, the sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. Calipari gets some instruction. Last year, of course, played all 36 games. Of course, his father played for Cal at Memphis after starting his career at Vanderbilt. First free throw for Richmond is good. Second free throw also good, and it's a 23-18 game. So Arkansas back to within 5 here, 23-18. Chinaloo inside. Great work. 2 more for him, and the Florida lead now at 7. Chinaloo with 6. Richmond off balance. No. Fight for the loose ball. Chinaloo comes out of the pack. Here come the Gators again on the run. Layup good. Oh, brilliant layup there by Xavier Lee. Halfway through the first half, and Florida's lead is at 9. It's now a 16-2 run for the Gators. Acuff left wing. Kick out 3. They need it. They don't get it. As Thomas missed. Florida on the run. Clavzar. Step back at the foul line. Short. Rebound, Arkansas, Ewan. At the other end, layup. Oh, Thomas, nicely done. Malik Thomas drives in off the glass. He's got 4, back to a 7-point game. Arkansas off the glass at breakneck speed. 2 more. Florida up by 9. Here is Acuff. Acuff for 3. No. Rebound, Florida, and Isaiah Brown. Now it's Xavier Lee. Lee accelerates and scores. Great running by Lee, and Calipari's seen enough. Timeout, Arkansas. Todd Golden, some kind of fired up. He sprints off the bench. Florida's lead is now at 11. Well, if this Florida team, folks, they just come at you in waves. I remember on our old platform last year, we talked about how Florida's, like I said, Florida's a team. They come at you in waves, and they also just have such a knack. They were Noah's Ark team, that's what Matthew Owens said. They were a Noah's Ark team. They have one of everything. So, out of the timeout, Arkansas with the basketball. Here's Ewan now for the Razorbacks. Ewan left wing. Arkansas's made just one of their last 12 from the floor. Florida, 8 of the last 10. Here's a jumper. That's good. Arkansas finally gets a field goal to go. Billy Richmond knocks it down. He's got 10. Hogs within 9. Here's Fland. Fland, kick out Lee. Left wing now gives it back to Condon. 15 to shoot. Condon trying to drive in. Condon with 11 to shoot. Backs in. Oh, nice spin move, Condon. Missed the layup, though. Got it back after a couple of tips, and Condon puts it in off the window. Alex Condon. And Florida's lead back at 11. 22 points in the paint for Florida. That's as many as Arkansas has as a team. Thomas a 3, good, but they wave it off. 7:53 to go first half, 33 to 22. So again, Florida with an 11-point lead, and the Gators have, needless to say, have been shooting the ball pretty well. Florida up by 11. We're waiting to come out of this break. So we should be getting ready to come out of this timeout now. And again, Florida leads by 11. Alberta, most appreciative of the Gator crowd. $33-22, 7:53 first half. Again, a game trend we're following. 22 paint points for Florida, 22 overall points for Arkansas. Acuff, who's done next to nothing in this first half. Little dribble drive. Acuff, turn around, now over to Brazil. Bounce past Thomas, floater no. Florida gets the rebound with Howe. Good bounce pass. Condon attacks the rim and puts it in with two hands. He's got 8. The Florida lead now at 13. Ewan thought about the 3, thought better of it. Drives, misses, rebound, Condon. Gators now on the run. Condon now over to Fland. Fland, kick out, Houck for 3, way off the mark. Rebound, Arkansas Thomas. Here's Acuff lob. Richmond, hello. What an alley-oop by Billy Richmond at the other end. But Florida, breakneck speed, dunks it. Micah Henlockton puts it in. You can't keep up with this. 37-24, Florida. Here's Acuff for the basketball. Gives it to Thomas, top of the key. Thomas attacks and missed the layup. Florida 3 on, Henlockton with a rebound. Gators now wanting to run. Here comes Condon. Condon now over to Lee, right wing. Back to Condon. Good fake. Condon now. And Lee. Lee. Straight away 3. Rims out. Rebound corralled by Richmond. Richmond, breakneck speed all the way. Richmond. Billy Richmond. My word, what explosion. He's got 14. Where would Arkansas be tonight without him? And locked in. How? Top of the key and a whistle. So here is Florida attacking and scoring. Nice work there by Xavier Lee, and the lead down at 13. For Florida. 13-point lead. Here is Arkansas. Now Brazil straightaway 3. Ribs out no good. Rebound Florida. Here is Lee. Lob inside to Condon. Condon on the left block. Condon now over to Houck. Clavzar fakes. Clavzar. Houck drives. Misses. Got it back. Now out to Clavzar. Clavzar misses the layup. No, but he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line. Brazil averaging 14 points in his last 7 games, but committing a foul there. First one good for Klavzar. The junior from Domzali, Slovenia. Played for the famous Real Madrid basketball team. Second free throw, good. And Klavzar gives Florida a 15-point lead in this one. Arkansas's got to find something before the break here. Isaiah Seeley into the game. Now over to DJ Wagner. Acuff turned it over. Florida's got numbers. Lee, going to be a goaltend on Richmond. Going to be a goaltend on Richmond, and Florida's lead has ballooned to 17. Remarkable what's happening here. At the O-Dome, Lee, the Toronto native. Now it's Acuff on the left wing. Acuff, straight away three. Short. Boy, his shot is not there tonight. Then Klavzar tried to save it, and then went into some Florida fans that had the primo seats on the baseline. So Florida leading at 43 to 26. 36 wins a year ago, of course, tied a program record of the 3rd championship in the history of the program. Here is Seeley. Richmond to 3. No. And a rebound gathered in by Chinilu. Whistle blows play dead before the 3. Florida is shooting 58% from the floor. I want to repeat that. 58, 5-8. That's pretty good. 43 to 26 with 4:02 to go first half. 12-3 also is the edge in bench points. Acuff the steal. Acuff lob, alley-oop, and Brazil tried to put it in, couldn't, but he got fouled, and now it'll take us to a break with 3:54 to go in the first half. So Florida up by 17, and sometimes this is simply put a case of what do you do? What more can you do? And of course, you're running out of words to describe how good Florida's played here. Again, coming up later at halftime. Halftime, we're going to give you scores from across the country. It was a busy day, as you would expect. We'll give you the games from all the power conferences of what happened as far as the bubble's concerned and the top 25. A lot happening here. So we're getting set to come out of a break here. So here's the free throw from Brazil, and he misses. So free throw, no good. Trying to cut this deficit down some. Does get the bounce on the second free throw. Lead at 16 for Florida. As we are inside of 4 minutes to play in this first half. Gators trying to go inside here with Condon. Condon works it, kicks it out. Here is a right wing three. That is good. A three for Florida that builds the lead to 19. Akoff drives. No. Rebound, Chinaloo. Florida on the accelerator. Look out below! Two-hand slam. Florida's up 21. Calipari timeout. It's a Gator onslaught in Gainesville. My word. Stifling, stymieing. Come at you so many different ways. All the talk is about Duke, of Michigan, of Arizona. UConn gets mentioned some too. Ignore the champs at your own peril. Florida with the ball up by 21. Arkansas with the basketball. Here is Wagner. Kick out Richmond. Richmond drives. No. Rebound Chinaloo. And Florida now trying to push forward again. Lee. Now it's Isaiah Brown. Brown now back to Lee. Lee, wrap around. Condon now moves it up. Brown for three. You betcha. This is silly. This is Florida 51, Arkansas 27. Brazil. Picked up the dribble, gives it to Akoff, back to Brazil. Extra pass, over to Wagner. Floater, no. Eamon, no. I think he touched the cylinder anyway, so play's going to stop. What else can go wrong for Calipari's Gators tonight? Probably don't need to ask that question. So here comes Florida with it. On the left wing. Wrap around pass to Condon. Condon. Knifes in. No. Brazil had the re-up. Condon then tapped it away, if only for a second. Here's Acuff on a drive. Chinaloo with a block. I think they're going to call a goaltend. Chinaloo claims it's not a goaltend. The refs say otherwise. And Arkansas gets 2 points. So they're going to take a look at this. So Florida is challenging this. (51-29), Florida. Just incredible what's happening here. It looks like they're going to make the announcement here of how this challenge is going to go. And Florida wins the challenge, so no goaltend. And that should make it 51-27. So 51-27 now, as Arkansas will dribble the basketball out. Here is the inbounds pass. Catch it, shoot, 3. Good. Finally a 3 goes for Arkansas, and it's DJ Wagner who hits it. 21-point game. Here is Condon. Condon now gives it to Clavzar. Clavzar drive. Clavzar lost the ball. Richmond off his keister, tried to throw it away. He did throw it, but he threw it out of bounds. That kind of sums up Arkansas's first half. So here's Florida with it lead, Xavier Lee. Clavzar drives, picked off. Thomas has it. Up to Acuff. Acuff drives, and he lays it in. 2 for Darius Acuff. Haven't been able to say that as often as normal in this game. As we're now inside a minute to play. Only 7 points on 3 of 12 shooting from Acuff. Lee now over to Condon. Condon now back to Lee on the right wing. Lee with 14 to shoot. Lee gives it up the Hout. Now goes to Chinaloo inside. And a turnover, and it's going to be... Is it a turnover? I think it is. It was a foul, actually, so it's going to send Florida to the line. Chinaloo, the man from Nigeria, 69% free throw shooter. First free throw up. It's actually a 1-and-1, and he cans the front end of it. Second free throw, also good. Gators up 21. Here's Acuff. Acuff. Oh, good pass inside and an easy dunk. Easy put in, I should say, by Brazil. Shot clock turned off. Florida can hold for the last shot of the half. Here is Lee. Lee with 9. Down to 7. Lee, step back 3. In and out. Arkansas has it. 2 seconds left. 1 second. Thomas, runner off the mark. And that takes us to halftime. Florida with 32 paint points. Arkansas with just 34 for the game. Florida annihilating the Hogs. Bacon all around in the swamplands after 20 minutes. You see the score. Florida 53, Arkansas 34 at the half. Quick break. Then we'll run down the scores from today in college basketball. Back in just a minute as you watch this college basketball watch-along. 53-34 the Florida lead at halftime as they are just taking this Arkansas team to the woodshed. Seth Eaves back with you here. Let's get you caught up on what else is happening across college basketball. Busy day across the United States. So let's start in the top 25. In the top 25, games in progress in the top 25. There are a few of them in the second half. Number 15, St. John's, all over Villanova. They led 48-23 at the half. They lead 55-38 with 13 minutes and 39 seconds to go. Interesting score out of Chapel Hill at halftime. Virginia Tech and number 18, North Carolina, tied at 44. Interesting score there with the Tar Heels and the Hokies. Number 23, St. Louis, trailed Duquesne at the half. The Billikens, though, now lead 65-56 in that one. Earlier today in the top 25, what a statement for number 1 Duke. They rout number 11 Virginia at home. Final in that ball game, Blue Devils 77, Cavaliers 51, 18 for Cam Boozer. The Blue Devils roll. So too did number 2 Arizona. Braden Burry's a 20-point, 12-rebound effort. The Cats get the better of 14th ranked Kansas. By the way, one of their top 25 games yet to tip off, I should say. That hasn't tipped off yet in about a little less than an hour. It'll be number 9 Gonzaga at St. Mary's. Elsewhere, we mentioned Arizona over Kansas, 84-61. How about number 16 Texas Tech? Without the services of J.T. Toppin today, Red Raiders get a big win. They go to Ames and knock off number 4 Iowa State, 82-73. Number 5 Houston blew out Colorado, 102-62. Snapped their 3-game losing streak. Emotional day in Connecticut for Alex Caravan, an emotional ceremony. He was added to the Huskies of Honor. Of course, senior day. Dan Hurley even got emotional. 6th ranked UConn won their 27th of the year. They held off a game Seton Hall effort, 71-67. Number 12, Nebraska sets a school record. Its 14th Big Ten win of the year. They beat USC 82-67, 32 for Price Sanford. Just one off of his career high. 22nd ranked Tennessee led 17th ranked Alabama for most of the game, but the Tide erased the 12-point halftime deficit, leaves at 13 at one point. Alabama goes into Knoxville and steals one, 71-69, the final there. West Virginia knocks off number 19 BYU, 79-71. Hunter Huff had 19 for the Mountaineers. Clemson got a much-needed victory, beat 24th ranked Louisville 80-75. And how about Kentucky? They get their 19th win of the year. Cats run away and hide from 25th ranked Vanderbilt at Rupp today, 91-77. Let's check real quick other scores, other games in power conferences or other games of note across the country that maybe had bubble or just great power conference games and other bubble games outside the top 25. Early second half, Auburn leads Mississippi 48-45. Missouri dismantled Mississippi State 88-64. You got to think Dennis Gates' team has just about done enough now. They beat Tennessee earlier in the week. Missouri now 20 wins on the season. Also hitting the 20-win mark today was Georgia by virtue of an 87-68 home win over South Carolina. Texas goes on the road and knocks off Texas A&M 76-70. And it was Oklahoma 83, LSU 67. That's what happened in the SEC. In the ACC, some ACC bubble teams didn't play particularly well today. Those include Cal, who after that big win against SMU lays a colossal egg at home to Pitt, 72-56. Speaking of SMU, they go 0 for the Bay Area this week. They give up 61 in the second half to Stanford. Stanford wins at 95-75. Other ACC action today, Wake Forest 88, Syracuse 83. Miami dumped Boston College 76-54. Florida State was an 80-71 win over Georgia Tech, and Notre Dame stunned NC State in overtime, 96-90. Cole Serta with 32 for the Irish in that one. So wild happenings there. Surprise in the Big Ten. Penn State surprises Iowa 71-69. Hawkeyes at 20-9. The two losses to Maryland and Penn State could leave them a bit hanging. Oregon's miserable year continues. They fall to 11-18. Nick Martinelli hit a shot in the closing seconds for Northwestern, 63-62. And just when it looked like UCLA had its goodwill going after stunning Illinois last week and then beating beating USC in midweek, the Bruins respond by losing at the barn to Minnesota today, 78-73. Nico Medved's got that thing rolling at the barn at least. Gopher still with a shot at 500. Wisconsin hit the 20-win mark today, dismantling Washington and Seattle 90-73. Braden Carrington hit 9 threes and scored 32 points for the Badgers in that one. That's in the Big Ten. In the Big 12, second half, Baylor leading UCF 60-58. Again, we're in the Big 12 now. Few unranked Big 12 games today. Cincinnati with a 91-68 rout of Oklahoma State. Arizona State beat Utah 73-60. And TCU got the better of Kansas State today, 77-68. A loss the Horned Frogs simply just could not take. Unranked Big East games today. Xavier defeats Georgetown 91-84. Providence took down Creighton 79-76. One other notable game, a couple other teams outside of Power Conference that are considered bubble teams, if you will. In the Mountain West, a big bubble game today. New Mexico got the better of San Diego State, 81-76. And also in the bubble race, Santa Clara. Remember, they need a good performance. They can't afford a loss to Oregon State. Just a day or two after firing Wayne Tinkle, the Beavers are playing Santa Clara. Santa Clara leads 65-50. That game with under 12 minutes to play in the second half. Women's top 25 today, 2 games. Number 8 Michigan beat number 14 Maryland 87-69. And 25th ranked Princeton got the better of Harvard 62-49. The NFL Combine is today, but let's be honest, who really cares about that? So we're not giving you updates on measurements. NBA action. Lakers lead the Warriors at halftime 65-47. New Orleans leads Utah 4-0, 2 minutes into the game. Finals from today, Charlotte 109, Portland 93, Miami 115, Houston 105. Toronto took control of the second half, handed Washington a fourth straight loss, 134-125, 27 for Emmanuel quickly in that one. NHL action today. In the NHL, games in progress. In the third, it's Ottawa leading Toronto 5-2. Montreal leads Washington 4-2. That's also in the third. Other third period scores. Buffalo with a 6-2 lead over Tampa Bay. The Predators lead the Stars 2-1. Vancouver, Seattle still to get going at 10 o'clock tonight. Earlier today, the Rangers beat the Penguins at a shootout 3-2. Philadelphia, a 3-1 winner over Boston. San Jose, 5. Edmonton, 4. New Jersey beats St. Louis 3-1. The Islanders over the Blue Jackets 4-3 at overtime. Colorado 3-1 over Chicago. Carolina 5, Detroit 2. And LA blanked Calgary by a final score of 2-0. Racing today, NASCAR, the Truck Series ran on the streets of St. Petersburg for the first time. Lane Riggs got the win. And Shane Van Gisbergen was on the entry list for the O'Reilly Auto Parts race. So you can take a wild guess of what happened in that race at COTA. Shane Van Gisbergen won. Now to soccer, as JT would mockingly call it. In the Premier League today, Antoine Semenyo scored the only goal as Manchester City cut Arsenal's lead. They beat Leeds 1-0. Everton got a dramatic 3-2 win at Newcastle. Thierno Berry coming off the bench for the Toffees in that one. Liverpool's Champions League hopes might just be on course. They beat West Ham 5-2 today at Anfield. What a game at Turf Moor. Brentford beat Burnley in an incredible thriller. They win by the odd goal at 7-4-3. And Bournemouth now 8 unbeaten after drawing 1-1 with Sunderland on the South Coast. In La Liga, history was made for youngster Lamine Yamal, became the youngest player in La Liga history to record a hat trick as he powered Barcelona to a 4-1 win over Villarreal. Rayo Vallecano and Athletic Bilbao finished 1-1. Real Sociedad beat Mallorca 1-0. Atletico got a stoppage time winner from Julian Alvarez to beat Real Oviedo 1-0. In the Bundesliga, Der Klassiker, Bayern Munich wins the thriller 3-2. Werder Bremen got a big 2-0 win against Heidenheim. St. Pauli 1-0 winner over Hoffenheim. Gladbach 1-0 over Union Berlin. And Bayer Leverkusen drew with Mainz 1-1. There. Earlier today in MLS, Chicago beat Montreal 3-0. New York Red Bulls. The New York Red Bulls beat New England Revolution 1-0. 17-year-old Julian Hall got the goal for the Red Bulls. Colorado beat Portland 2-0. Minnesota 1-0 over Cincinnati. Salt Lake 2-1 over Seattle. San Jose beat Atlanta 2-0. LA and Charlotte coming up in a little while. Right now, Dallas and Nashville are goalless. Same with Houston and LAFC. Kansas City and Columbus 1-1. Vancouver 0. Toronto 0. Serie A. Napoli got a late win. Romelu Lukaku out of the witness protection program. His first goal of the season with the last kick gives Napoli a 2-1 win at Hellas Verona. The leaders enter a 2-0 home winner over Genoa, while Como, who they play in the Cup this week, beat Lecce 3-1. Meanwhile, in France, in Ligue 1, PSG are now 4 points clear at the top. Bradley Barcolla's first half goal enough to see them pass Le Havre 1-0. Monaco 2-0 over Angers. Rennes beat Toulouse 1-0. In the championship, Wrexham's playoff push continued with a 1-0 win over Charlton. Sheffield Coventry got a stoppage time winner from Jack Rodoni. They beat Stoke 2-1. Big step for them. PSV beat Heracles 3-1 in the Eredivisie. Braga over Nacional 2-1 in the Portuguese League. Hearts' lead extends in Scotland. They beat Aberdeen by 1-0. And real quick, we love sharing the charm of English non-league football with you here. So earlier today in the FA Trophy and FA Vase Final Four, they are all set. The draw will be on Monday. There were quarterfinal matchups today, and the quarterfinal matchups and the semifinals are as followed. In the FA Trophy, it'll be Wealdstone, Southend United. Let's see, let's try to talk there. Wealdstone, Southend. We'll go back there in a minute. In the FA Vase, Cockfosters, Hallen FC, AFC Stoneham, and Punjab United are the four that advance to the FA Vase Final Four. As far as the FA Trophy Final Four, those teams will be Southend United, Marine, Southport, and Wealdstone. And here the second half gets underway. Florida leading 53-34. Here come the Gators now with it. And a turnover to start the second half. (53-34). Here is a drive that is no good, but there is a foul. First free throw for Florida is no good. Second free throw is also good. And Florida's lead is now at 20 early in the second half. So here is Brazil with it. Brazil now to Richmond, and a kick out and another turnover for this Arkansas team. So Florida with the basketball here. Here come the Gators now with Boogie Flan. Flan to long two, and he cans it. They're actually going to give. They're going to give him a 3 on that. I thought the foot was on the line. Regardless, it is 57-34. Razzle now gives it up. Floater, no. Rebound, Florida and Chinaloo. Long pass for Condon. And it goes out of bounds. So, Acuff driving, and Acuff will score. Arkansas trying to hit back at breakneck speed underneath, and there's two more on the basket there from Xavier Lee. 59-36. Brazil a high arcing 3 that does not go. Here's Florida now with Condon. Condon trying to drive, kicks it out, and now Florida hits the reset now with Chinaloo. Chinaloo turns, misses, fight for the loose ball, tapped around, and it goes into the hands of Brazil. Now here is Acuff. Acuff now over to Pringle. Pringle foul. So here's Pringle at the line. First one up and no good. So here's the second free throw. It's up and it is no good. 59-36 Florida Gators now heading up the floor with it. Here is Xavier Lee. And now another stoppage in play here. So getting set to kind of John Calipari, none pleased with anything, and there's there might be another challenge here. We understand. Oh, they're reviewing to see if there might have been a flagrant foul somewhere down the line. It's a coach's appeal here for Arkansas. $17.27 left. Again, a coach's appeal here. 59-36 Arkansas as they just continue to work the situation, and now there are 3 years to go and make sure everybody's on their best behavior here. Gators with a 23-point lead here over the Razorbacks. Referee now giving a bit of instruction here to Todd Golden. And whatever it is, Golden is, well, none too pleased with the development. So it is a flagrant apparently, and it's going to be a free throws here for Arkansas, and taking the technical free throws here, Pringle, and he missed the first. And, missed them both. That one rimmed out. Second one rimmed out, and Todd Golden probably thinks that's a ball don't lie. He needs to be careful here. I mean, I don't know what the proof. Now, John Calipari is upset. Now, was Golden saying something at Cal? One of Golden's assistants? What is going on here? Everybody's upset. Golden's fired up. Cal's fired up. Is there beef here? Todd Golden, someone actually needs to calm him down. Oh, wow, Calipari said something. And he got a technical from Golden? Did Cal get a tech too? Goodness gracious. What in the world? Okay, play resumes. We're going to have to get to the bottom of this as Acuff misses the layup, but the putback is in. I mean, what in the world was that? 21-point game. Yeah, Todd Golden is letting it rip and then some. I don't know what more Cal has to say. I mean, the lead's at 23 as they go inside and a foul. I mean, on earth. College. Now Florida inside, and they will lose the ball here. And another foul on Arkansas here. 21-point game. That's on Malik Thomas. That's his third. And now another review, because of course. (59-38) Florida. You see, I don't know why I keep repeating the score, because you can see it. This has been a so now we got technical free throws for Florida here. First one is hit by Boogie Fland. Well, you think he's enjoying this? It's the second. The lead now at 23. 61-38. With 16:43 to go. Now Fland up the floor. Chinaloo. Handoff Houck. Houck. No, that's really a goal. It doesn't matter. It went in anyway. Houck with 11. Boogie Fland, or this is Darius Acuff up the floor. 25-point lead, largest of the night. Richmond's jumper too strong. Rebound gathered in by Florida and Xavier Lee. Lee, lob inside to Chinaloo. Chinaloo lost the ball out of bounds. Oh, it came off an Arkansas player last. Folks, there's still 16:05 left in the second half. I feel like the second half's been going on for about 20 minutes, and we're still at just the 16:05 mark. With all the delays and the coaches bickering and everything else. There's a steal by Thomas for Arkansas. Richmond ahead. Look out. And a one-handed throwdown by Billy Richmond. 16 for Richmond, his first of the second half. Chinaloo now on the left block. Lost it. Ball slipped out of his hands, and now it's going to finally take us to a break in the action. 15:36 to go, and Florida with a 63-40 lead. So 63-40, the Florida lead, and again, just a phenomenal performance tonight. Arkansas has not been able to get anything, and I do mean anything, working. So Florida, they're getting ready to come out of this break here, and again, Florida leading it by 23 over the Razorbacks. And again, if you're just joining us, Todd Golden, John Calipari, you can cross those two off each other's Christmas card list. Oh my God, Jay Billis is about to try Vegemite. And Jay Billis is about to throw up. Wow. So here's Chinaloo at the free throw line. First one good. And the Florida lead now at 24. Second one also good. The Gators now lead it by 25. He's getting a nice ovation. And Arkansas works with it now. Down by 25 points. Cutting to the basket and a miss there. Back outside at 3. No good. The other end. And a block, but no foul. It's going to go on Arkansas. So still 15-1 to play. Let's see what the foul is here. And guess what? You'll be stunned to know. Another review. Well, JT would be having an absolute field day if he were here. And apparently we've got now a coach's appeal for Florida. Sure. Oh, this referee looks a lot like Gavin Newsom, by the way. It's not a political statement. That's just a observation statement. Now, referee explaining to Todd Golden again what's going on. Here is Houck, and he makes the first free throw. 6-point lead for Florida. It's just been a bad night at the office for the Hawks. Houck also makes the second. Acuff up the floor. Acuff trying to work it. Richmond a three off the heel, no good. And Florida gets the rebound. Gators now trying to run here. There, you're going to have a hook and hold here on Arkansas. Still 14:43 to go, by the way, in this game. Gonzaga and St. Mary's fans, I would get ready to learn ESPN news, buddy, because this is going to be so here's Arkansas with it up the other end, and the shot misses. Rebound by Florida. Gators with a chance to maybe put this up to 30. Hawk back to Clavan for three. Yes, sir. Oh, Lord. Urban Clavzar. No urban myths here. Florida up by 30. Acuff. Can he get to 20? Might be the only drama left in this game. He's fouled on his way to the bucket. Give Florida credit. They have had an answer for him all night. Acuff misses the first free throw. Now, as the rules dictate, he'll get a second one in this situation, and he hits. Free throw cuts it to 29 points. Ball gets knocked away, and it's going to stay, though, with Arkansas. Darius Acuff, the only player in Arkansas history with 600 points and 150 assists in the same season. Out with it. Of course, he had that 49-point game 10 days ago in Tuscaloosa. He's not going to get to 49 tonight. Arkansas might have a hard time getting to 49. I know there's still time left, and they're at 41, but you just don't know the way they're playing. Richmond's fouled as he goes up the floor. Here's an alley-oop lob, and Richmond with a throwdown. Houck. 70 to 43. I didn't start the clock. Of course not. Here is another three for Clavzar. 40% three-point shooter. Feels like he's 4 for 4 tonight. That's only going to help the average. Acuff nearly turned over. Thomas, free ride to the basket, lays it in. and 1 for Malik Thomas. Free throw up and... Oh, I mean, the buzzer sound, and it's no good. Of course it's missed. So here is Florida with it. Clavzar, can he make another three? Almost. In and out, though. Clavzar finally misses one. Arkansas in transition now with Acuff. Acuff on the move. Acuff drives and scores. Good work for Acuff. Darius Acuff, 20-point watch, trying to keep that streak going. Has a ways to go. He needs 8 more points. He's now at 12. Lee all the way. Layup good for Xavier Lee. Darius Acuff. Richmond, spinorama. Ewan, reverse layup, no. And Lee grabs it for Florida. Lee now heading up the floor as we near the 12-minute mark. Lee on the accelerator, great wraparound. Brown thought about the three, no. Brown spinning and missing. 11:59 to go, and Florida in command here, 75-47. So you look at this. Florida team. Each team, of course, 2 games left in the regular season. After tonight, Florida's back in action. Their final home game of the year Tuesday night against Mississippi State, and they'll finish the year a week from today when they go to Rupp to take on Kentucky. Arkansas plays Texas next, and then Missouri. That's the final. This will be the final games of the state regular season. North Carolina up 8 on Virginia Tech. Hokies have been giving teams some fits this year. North Carolina trying to get their stuff situated and done and dusted here. Trying to make sure they get a top 4 bye, a double bye still in play. In play. course, you look at the storylines of the day. Kentucky, impressive win. Alabama just finding a way to get the job done. And, of course, last night in college basketball, Michigan, that's a heck of a bounce back after that tough loss to Duke last Saturday. They clinched the #1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. That will be a tournament to follow for sure. $75-47. Florida, could they get into the #1 conversation? UConn strengthened that with a pretty good win earlier in the week, beating Missouri St. John's. They beat Seton Hall today, and again, it's going to be hard to sit here and imagine a scenario where the 1 seeds change, honestly, barring something drastic. You got to think Duke's there, that is for sure. Michigan obviously is there, Arizona's there, and unless UConn loses a couple games they're not supposed to, they're probably going to be the last #1 seed. It's so weird that on the East Coast, we're still about an hour and a half away from March, and yet the 1 seeds feel pretty locked up. Rebound Florida off the best free throw. Chinaloo has it its side, no. And the rebound Arkansas with Nick Pringle. Pringle now over to Richmond. Or check that, Wagner. Good drive for DJ Wagner. The other end, rejected. Arkansas playing some very good defense. Still 11:27 to go here, and another turnover. Watch out, Lee, stripped from behind. Good defensive play there by Akoff. And then Akoff got called for something. And you'll never believe this. It's another review. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, you hate to be like this. The game is pretty much it's not in doubt. Game's done. So we're out of this break here, and again, you know, an out-of-bounds play, it's going to make all the difference in a 27-point game. Is being examined like the Zapruder film here. Arkansas 1 of 9 from 3. It is Arkansas ball, so we can now resume the game, for crying out loud. B, A-Rod go fight win. Richmond floater rattles in. Good work, Billy Richmond. 76-51. Richmond with 20 points. I'll say the same thing I said in the first half. Florida. I mean, where would Arkansas be without Billy Richmond? Clavzar shot no. Condon missed 2. Rebound, Arkansas. Razorbacks. Oh, it's a good pass inside. Missed. Did a putback slant against Wagner. There was no putback slant. It was a miss. 10:36 to go. 25-point Florida lead. Shooting 61% from the floor. And that average will grow as Boogie Fland adds 2 more to the total. All Gators in this one. 8 in the second half. 8 in the game for Fland, all of which have come in the second half. Richmond to Acuff for 3. That's good. Acuff finally has a 3. And we're finally at the halfway point of the second half. 78-54. Here is Fland. Condon a 3. Rattles out. And Lou commits the foul as Wagner hits the deck. (78-54, 9:51 to play. Here is the free throw. Nick Pringle. First one up and no good. It was the front end of a 1-and-1 and he missed. So 9:42 to play. Florida in command. Condon, good finish. Condon with a very, very good finish. 9:25 to go. Condon is now scored double figures in 25 of the last 29 games. There's a basket and one for Eamon. So here's the and one and the free throw in and out. Shinlu with the rebound. (8:56 as we near the 9-minute mark in this one. Clavzar, no. Shinaloo inside, no. Here's Condon. Condon now gives it up. Shinaloo now for Florida. Ball stripped, and we have a foul. First free throw, good. Second free throw for Chinaloo, good. And Florida now leads 82-56. You thought maybe Florida could have a big game tonight, but I don't know if anybody expected a 26-point Gator romp. I mean, this has been quite amazing. Here's a tip in that is good. $82-58. Side and another whistle and count it, and one for Condon. Alex Condon doing the business. Most double-doubles in a season, Chinaloo at 17. He's tied a tie with Dwayne Schnitzes and now Horford. And now Smith for the 70s. The one has it better. He's going to probably break that mark. What is it now? 10 double-doubles as well in the last 14. I mean, it has been just, I mean, oh my God. A-Cuff in trouble, and a foul. So free throws good there. I mean, A-Cuff having a great year, but not a great game tonight. 84-60 with 8 minutes to go. Here's Hawkins side and misses, but a foul. And with 7:58 to go, 84-60. This game is nearing its conclusion. At least we think it is. Been that kind of a night for Darius A-Cuff and the Razorbacks. Todd Golden, he's got the golden touch in Gainesville. A championship last year, and who knows, maybe another one this year. And again, when I do these watch-alongs, I don't want to give you opinion and fluff pieces. And if anybody knows me knows, you know, my relationship with the University of Florida isn't exactly well, it's not exactly sunshine and rainbows, like little rainbows on old-person televisions. But anyway, shout out Calvin Vandergrift for that one. But you want to talk about the teams that can win the national championship. To me, Michigan, you want to mention Michigan, Duke, and Arizona? That's fine, but you can't stop. If you got to add a fourth, I don't want to hear UConn, Houston, or Iowa State. This is that fourth team if you think there's a fourth. And I do think they are a fourth that can win this thing. That can get to Indianapolis and win it yet again. I guess the only question, if you're a Florida fan, would be, are you peaking too soon? It might be too soon. But, Harv. But anyway. But, I mean, this team just plays so well. So, you know, well-rounded. I mean, their size is unmatched. Their guard play. Now, if you're going to get Urban Clavzar here hitting threes, goodness gracious. But this is just such a great. But don't let this, deter you from the fact that this is the most wonderful time of the year. If you're a sports fan, it's great. But if you're a college basketball junkie like I am, like Matthew Owens is, this is just gonna be great. It's always great this month. North Carolina now up 7 on Virginia Tech. And Hokies giving it a good go, but doesn't look like they're going to come up short. 24-point lead here for Florida as we come back as they now come out of the World Feed break. I need to ask Matthew Owens how we need to describe that. If you're still there, Matthew, tell me how to describe it. World Feed break, national media break, whatever. Both free throws are good, and the Florida lead is now at 86-60. Just an impressive showing by the Florida Gators today. Arkansas had come into this game as they missed another three. Had come into this game having won 8 of its last 10. It's not going to be 9 out of 11. Breaking news. Don't need to stop the presses. CNN's working on some other stories that happened today. As Houck gets fouled. Wolf Blitzer going to cut off John King about this game going final, I suppose. As you could probably tell, we've reached the portion of the game where all hell breaks loose. First Florida free throw good, and a penny for John Calipari's thoughts. Darius Acuff scoring or assisting 37 points per game, leads the SEC, leads D1 freshman third in all of Division I period in that statistic. 18.6 assists, so his streak of 20-plus point games still in with a chance of happening as Thomas puts it in. 88-62. 26-point lead for the Gators as we near the 7-minute mark of this one. This is Hand Lockton. Houck inside. Fland now over to Hand Lockton. Now Clavzar. 6. On the attack, and Fland scores. 10 for Boogie, all of them in the second half. The Gators have now hit 90 for the night. 3-ball Wagner, good. Straight away, he knocks that one down. So a 3 for DJ Wagner. Florida will move, and there's a turnover, and now Arkansas on the run. Here's Acuff, rejected by Houck. They do not stop. They never rest. They call it the Gator Standard. The standard for all their sports in Gainesville. Their fans like to talk, and I tell you, that play right there kind of sums up the whole deal. What a great play. And, oh, a steal. Here's Houck. Here we go. Missed the one-handed dunk. Flynn's there to help out, though. That's about the only thing that's gone wrong all night for Florida. 6-0. Oh, whoa. Clock was supposed to stop there, Jeeves. There you go. 6:03 to play. And it was a flagrant one on Brazil, just to compound the problems here. So what did he do here? Okay, so Flynn got helped up by Houck. I guess it was something on that putback. Brazil to the bench, and he is just frustrated as the whole team honestly is tonight. Houck's play resumes. Count it! And one. Florida trying to hit for 100. Second free throw and one free throw good. Into the final 6 minutes. A 7-0 run in the last 8 seconds. Here's Acuff. Short. Houck. Now over to Condon. Condon, no. Oh! Hand locked in with a put-back throwdown. Wagner at the other end. Nearly blocked from behind again. And a foul. No, out of bounds. Either way, 5:24 to go. If I make a mistake at this point, does it really matter? Who the hell's even watching this? Let's be honest here. Everybody else has gone to bed. They're ready for church in the morning or whatever they do on Sundays if they're not religious. We told you Florida's shooting percentage a minute ago. It's dropped now as the first free throw's no good. It's dropped to a pathetic 57%. Golden, bunch of bums. He needs to take them out. There must be some kind of missed free throw promotion because the crowd is on its lid here for this second free throw to miss. No chicken sandwiches or whatever, or no fried bacon bites. Hey, Chris Budden. Boy, she had some questionable material during the week. We're talking about her social media post, by the way. We're talking about that. Here's Flynn. Kicks it out. Clavs are a 3, no, but a clear out underneath. What did you think I was talking about? Get your mind out of the gutter. Oh, if only JT were here for this foolishness. He ain't marking off that bingo card like you wouldn't believe. I mean, Lord help us all. Flynn, meanwhile, heading to the locker room, so my guess is that you're probably not going to see him the last 5 minutes and 12 seconds of this one. And oh boy. It's not, okay, didn't need to see that. He falls down there and there's some blood coming out. he ran into Malik Ewin. It's one of those deals. Ewin's a pretty big boy. Lee misses the first free throw, 80% free throw shooter, so Florida's still stuck on 99. No triple digits yet for the Gators. They have had 7 double-digit scores tonight against the ranked opponent. They've done it for the first time in 30 years. They've done that against ranked opponent. How 22? Well, the graphic put off, but you get the gist. The second free throw was good for Lee. Florida's now hit 100. Arkansas nearly turned it over. Here's Richmond. Wagner. Now Richmond at the top of the key. Under 5 minutes to play. Richmond. Floater. No good. Rimmed out hit the rim a bunch of times and then missed. Here is Clavzar for Florida. Clavzar stumbles. Lee. Now back over to Condon. Lee. Hauk. 9 to shoot. Picked off Wagner. No, foul. So here is the Condon free throw. 23 fouls total for Arkansas, 18 for Florida. Condon misses the first one. Condon is just a 67% free throw shooter. The second free throw goes in. And Florida now leads 101 to 66. That's for Matthew and his Marv Albert obsession. Wagner. Now over to Isaiah Seeley. Here's Ewin. Ewin blocked by Henlockton. Seeley. Thomas. Good. Lee Thomas off the window. 33-point lead for Florida with under 4 minutes to play. You talk about bringing the belt. I'll tell you what, this has been a statement weekend. I mentioned the 4 teams that at least I personally feel like can win the championship. Yeah. As they get the lob inside to Condon, this is going to be going down as there's going to be a whistle here for foul. This will go down eventually, at least in my book, as statement weekend in college basketball. Michigan, of course, with that romp of Florida last night. And then you look at what Duke did today, just hammering a Virginia team that was one of the hottest teams in these United States. Turned that one into a laugher. Arizona likewise today just put a smackdown on Kansas, and now Florida here tonight doing what they did. But as we go to the end of this college basketball day, I want to say this. In college basketball land, Duke, Arizona, Florida are going to get the headlines today. There will be some talk about the bubble teams that won and the bubble teams that lost. But I'll tell you right now, to me, I think that if you're asking me the team of the day, if you were giving that out, and a team that if you're looking for a dark horse that no one's taught to maybe at least make an Elite 8 run, team of the day, how about Texas Tech? Now, I get it. You could say Iowa State maybe isn't as good as people think they aren't championship caliber like some think, but still, that's a pit to play in regardless. And you don't have your best player, JT Toppin, of course, out for the year. You go and you pretty much win that game start to finish. I mean, they dominated that game. I mean, Iowa State made a run late, but Texas Tech was never really out of complete control that game. And it leads me to this, too. When you win a game like without your best player, you know what that says? You have a good culture. And you know what a good culture means? It means you have good coaching. And if you're talking about the elite and great coaches in college basketball, obviously the ones that'll come up, Shire, May, Lloyd, Golden, Self, Izzo, Patino, Calipari, Hurley, all these great coaches. But I'll tell you what, man, you want to talk about great coach, you need to put Grant McCaslin's name in that conversation. He won at North Texas. He was great there. And he's come to Texas Tech, and all he's done is keep up the tradition that Chris Beard had for a little while and that 1 year that Mark Adams had. He has put up 3 trips to the tournament. They lost in the first round 2 years ago, but remember last year, through all the ones, it's easy to forget, Texas Tech was in the Elite Eight last year, and they led this Florida team with like 5 minutes to go by like a decent amount of points. They were that close to getting to the Final Four. So don't be surprised if we get to the second weekend and lo and behold, there's Texas Tech in the Elite Eight again. I mean, I know it's going to be difficult without Toppin, but they showed you today in a tough environment, a game you wouldn't have given them much of a chance to win. Grant McCaslin showed that he is a top 15, maybe even top 10 coach in America. As they come out of the national break here for the final 3:38, which can only go by at a certain rate, it feels like. Compton's first free throw rims in. Florida now at 102 points. Second free throw, good. 103 points. They continue to try and work the ball here. Now another stoppage here. Tonight, this will be the 4th time that Florida has hit the century mark this year. They did it against Alabama on February the 1st when they won by 23. They did it in December against St. Francis. They won 102-61. And then their season high in points was their second game of the year, November 6th against North Florida, as the first free throw is good. They won that game 104-64. So Florida is now 1 point from tying and 2 from surpassing their season high point total of the year. And now into the game, apparently for Florida, as Chinley gets a break, is the man who is as tall as perhaps some buildings in Gainesville, 7'9", Olivier Roux. They want him to come in at least. He's not in. Second free throw, good. 103-70. I thought he was in. 32. They have a jersey. Someone had a Roux jersey. I thought maybe they was going to put him in. They want to see him in. It's a 33-point game with 3:15 to play. Klavzar 3, short. And Brown. Urban Klavzar with it into the final 3 minutes. Condon now over to Lee. Here's Condon, 2 more, and now Florida has set the mark for most points this season. A season high, 105 points. Thomas for Arkansas just threw it away. That's a microcosm of the night. Golden now having a congratulatory moment with Chinaloo and Houck. And now Florida's going to get a few more people into the game. More standing ovations. Alex Lloyd, Victor Mikic, and C.J. Ingram are checking in. Here's another 3 that's no good. Here's Condon, puts it in. 2 more. And now a timeout, Florida. I mean, this has been, when you look at the team they were playing, the player that was just on an absolute heater, I think you can make an argument now, and some will call this in the moment. This is one of the 3 to 5 most impressive performances by a team in college basketball this season. I mean, this was just a bludgeoning from go, pretty much. Wagner's runner doesn't go. Went for the putback slam and missed, however, a foul here. And again, don't you know there's going to be some one seeds praying on Selection Sunday that Florida doesn't end up in their bracket. Ewan makes the first free throw. 6 Final Fours, all of them since 1994. Lon Kruger, well, really Norm Sloan beforehand, kind of got Florida back to some respectability. Kruger then took it to another level, that Final Four trip in 94. Then Billy Donovan came in. And kind of like with Golden now, as Lloyd drives to the basket and scores. But just like Golden, like it was kind of like a, who's this young whippersnapper? And all he did was make Florida not just a football school, but like a very elite basketball school, headlined by those 2 back-to-back championships in 06-07, as well as those Final Fours in 2000 and 2014. Here's a save, and what are we doing there? Yeah, 94, 2000, the 2 back-to-backs, 14. Then last year was the 6th trip to the Final Four. Alex Kovachev into the game, too. Minute 45 remaining. Disconsolate looks on the Arkansas faces. They'll flush this. There'll be better days for the Razorbacks, but boy, tonight was not one of them. Mikic missed the layup. Arkansas has it up the floor in the final 90 seconds. Here's a drive to the basket. That's good. Isaiah Seeley with a layup. And now, the big man, Rue, all 7-9 of them, is set to come in if there's another dead ball. Yes, 7'9". Perhaps the tallest human on the planet. And he plays basketball at the University of Florida. We're into the final minute. Han Lockton, of course, he went viral last year when he was cutting down the nets. He didn't need the ladder. He could reach it without using the ladder. Lloyd's 3, no good. Kicks it back out. Oh, come on now. There you go. Time out, Todd Golden. He's going to get the big fella in. And the crowd, most appreciative of that. Florida will go to 23 up and 6 down, 14-2 in the Southeastern Conference. As the tallest player in D1 history comes in, the Guinness World Record for tallest team. Arkansas will drop to 21-8, 11-5 inside the SEC. Mikic scores. That's another 2 for Florida. 28 seconds to go. Here's a 3. Good. Now, I do wonder if we're going to see Florida. Is Florida going to try to run it up a little bit after what Golden did to Calipari earlier? He tells the team in the front court. Now he says, hold it. He squashes any chance of that happening right away. The handshake will be interesting. Boogie Fland didn't get to finish the game, but I just think he is going to be an interesting one. And a quick handshake with Golden and Calipari. This one is in the books. Cook glazed, sliced, Applewood-induced bacon. Florida brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, takes it out of the oven, and then fries it again and makes it burnt Razorback. Florida with an impressive statement. They go for 111 tonight as they beat up on the Arkansas Razorbacks. What a night in Gainesville. Florida 111, Arkansas 77. Message sent to Durham, Ann Arbor, Tucson, Hartford, and all places in between. Do not forget about us. So long and good night. The Gators win and make a statement that the repeat bid is still very much in the cards.